Try this again. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Okay, just waiting until people connect. Let me try from the cell phone to see if I can see the videos. Okay, yep, I'm gonna try this again. Okay, good. Okay, I'm right now connected here and waiting until more people connect. Okay, I have myself obviously, and I'm checking the chat from the cell phone. Okay, so if someone needs to say something, I should be able to see it here in the live stream. Okay, we're gonna be talking today about the 21700 lasted cells. Okay, um, what is the new ones? What is my testing? What we are doing? Uh, and because we have quite a few news. I mean, we receive already the Samsung 50s shipment. If someone need, I have available. But let's say the last new sales, the Reliance. I'm sorry, RS50 and RS40. That's the last news that we receive. We receive as well the. Let me show you the XG. Where's that? This cell is a testing cell. This one is a 10 power XG40. I sent this to Much recently. He posted this in his website, in Patreon, talking about that cell. All right. Let me make sure we can read the comments, guys. Um, that cell is pretty powerful. Let me explain you. 10 power. 10 power is it's not a new company. This is an old company. They have, I guess, 14, 15 years in the market, and it's not very popular. Many people doesn't know the brand, but they are very good. They have a very good sales, especially in the XG lineup. Okay, that XG lineup, they are tablets. And to give you an idea, Molicel joined forces with 10 Power to develop these new cells like the M65A. That's the new cell that is coming by next year, I believe. Quarter one is going to be on sale, available pretty much, which is a very, very good cell. So anyway, we receive ahead the let me show you the graph what I got here. Maybe you guys can see it here. There we go. In that graph that I did, this is discharging at 40 amps hour continuously. Okay, and I tested all these cells. If you see the cells, RS40, RS50, Ampace JP40, BAC 45D, EV40PL, EV50PL, Molicel P50B, which this Molicel is non-tabless, 10 power for 40XG, and the Samsung 50S. Okay, I need to explain. I include the Samsung 50s and the Molicel because both of them, they are not tablet cells, but I want to show you the difference between how they behave between one and the other one. Okay, uh, the difference from tablets from non-tablets. Okay, this graphic is interactive. If you see that I built here, we are seeing here. I'm gonna teach you how to read this graph, what you're looking. So in the future, when you see these graphics, you know how to read it. Okay, this graphic represent the discharging from the cells from 40 amps. Let me. I cannot see me. Give me 1 second. I cannot see it here. Let me show here the messages because I cannot see the messages, guys. The chat. Let's see. Live chat. I don't know if people can see me or they can type something. I haven't seen anything, but anyway, Let me show you. This represent when the, for example, when we have the battery fully charged, which is here, this left corner that you see all these top here. So, and we apply 40 amps discharging, okay, on the cell. As soon as we apply 40 amps, which is a decent amount of current, 40 amps, look at that. When the cell, how much sag or how much load, which is 40 amps, how much sag every cell get. To give you an example, if we put it in the graphic, in the first one, see the top one, it's the R, well, in this corner, RS40. And under the load, we see 3.86 volts. That's really impressive. I mean, having that amount of voltage still under 40 amps. I mean, remember the cell is 4.19 or 4.2 fully charged, and it's only dropping to 3.86. That's in the case of RS40. If we keep going, see, I move it just a little bit right there, right there. I mean, we're talking about nothing. I mean, see, 3.4 in this corner now is the XG, the 10 power, the one on top. It's very powerful. RS40 and the 10 power 40 XG. Remember, these two cells are 4 amps hour. We're mixing 4 amps hour cells with 5 amps hour. So we are talking RS40, JP40, EV40PL. Let's see what else. 10 power 40 XG. They are 4 amps hour. Okay. The rest, well, the next one is back 45D, which is for considered already 4.5, but it can give off up to 4.6. Then the rest, like the Samsung 50s, Molisol, P50B, and what else? And RS50, they are 5 amps hour or 5,000 milliamps. So I want to make that clarification because I'm going to explain a few things here. So the next one, you see Ampace JP40. They are, I mean, if you see this group, this line here, they are very close, very, very close. Ampace JP40, back 45Ds right there. Now, farther away, we see the RS50, but it's because, see, the top ones, the top dogs, they are all of them, except the 50PL, they are 4 amps hour, except the 50PL, and it's, I believe, almost the last one in this section, the 50PL, because that's expected because it's 5 amps hour cell. Still, look at the numbers. I mean, we are talking about nothing. See, the worst one, let's see, it's the not worst one, but the lower is the back with 3.7. The top one is the 10 power with the 3.8. That's nothing. I mean, less than, you know, it's very, very. I mean, so RS. Which one is this one? The red one is RS50. We have with 3.7 as well. Then the Molicel P50B, we got it with 3.6. Look at how low. I mean, there's a big difference from 3.8 to 3.6. And the last one is the at that low. I mean, in the early stage, we're talking Samsung 50s. Okay, Samsung 50s is sagging 3.3. That's horrible. Okay, so at that point, I do not consider a Samsung 50s be able to discharge at 40 amps. Samsung claim 45, but do you see how the in 40 amps is struggling, is barely able to make it. By the way, if you notice the bottom side of the screen, that's area, it's basically the time. Okay, this is in seconds, so 50 seconds, this is almost 1 minute in this area here. And I'm gonna show you we're looking here the voltage. Okay, that's the, again, the result from the testing that I have done at 40 amps, these cells, to show you how they behave. If you notice the Samsung 50s after 150, probably is close to what, 160, it caught here. The reason why it caught is because it was unable to finish the test. Why? Because temperature. Now I'm gonna show you the temperature values Give me 1 second. Let me open the temperature over the time. Temperature over the time. This is gonna be very interesting. Let me change this for temperature. Replace. Let me see, where is time? Temperature. Now we're showing temperature over the time. Let me check the comments, guys. I don't know if someone has been commenting, uh, but and I cannot see it even here. Maybe it's not even enabled. Sorry if we cannot see that, but I mean, apparently, maybe I don't configure this correctly for see comments, but I know there's quite a few people connected. I know that we have at least 8 persons connected. So okay, now let's see that temperature. Now we see the voltage. Now that we see the voltage, let me put it back, the voltage. Let me finish that voltage part, um, to explain you something. Okay, if you see, while it's discharging, you see all the way to the at the end. The first one and finish, obviously the Samsung. The next one was the Molicel P50V, which stopped. It stopped at 2.96. Why? Because it overheat. I mean, the reason why we stop it here, not we, the system, I put it to stop at as soon as touch 80 degrees. So the moly cell reached 80 degrees, and was unable to finish, still discharging in 2.9 volts when it was discharging 2.9. That's what you see here. And then the next cells, are, look at this. These one are the one that you see in the end here. They are 4 amps hour cells. I'm talking 4,000 milliamps. They discharge more than the moly cells at, I'm talking full, 40 amps continuously. Okay, continuously. They was able to finish. Let's see, the one that finished the first. So it was the RS50. Let me read the comment. I have the first comment here. Looking into the lately, what kind of ampere we can pull through this copper strip. Okay, 2 millimeter copper strip. We are assuming you are talking about 10 millimeters by 0.2 millimeters copper, bobcat. Um, we can push in 2 millimeters easy. 60, 70 amps. I mean, over that, remember that is going to overheat a little bit the copper zero in 0.2. I mean, it handle a lot. I mean, but easy, we can push a lot. We can push, 70 up to 80 in 0.2. Yes, we're gonna see that temperature in the copper strip, probably in the close to the 60, 70 degrees. The more that heat, the more sag we're gonna have in the strip. Okay. Um, but I'm going to talk about that, explain that later. We need to take in consideration, remember, the cross sections. So if you have parallel, you need to divide that into between the cross sections, so we can handle a lot. To give you an idea, I build batteries with, for example, 12p using zero point 0.2, and we can push 200 amps easy, because you need to divide the total, current between all the cross sections. Okay, so at the end, we divide that, and the zero point 0.2 can handle a lot. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this. Well, where we was talking about the discharging. At the end, this is a 4 amps hour. If you see in this graphic, in the continuous current, the very last one, look at this, RS50. That's insane. Very amazing cell. This cell, in my opinion, is the best balance between power, because look at the power. I mean, it's right there with the other ones. Let me see. RS50, look at that. It hit very hard, but at the same time, it's very linear. And look at that. The discharging curve is amazing. I mean, even when it's 5 amps hour, I tested to 5100, plus, discharging. Let me change now the graph to show you the temperature, which is very important. How behave those cells, under that load, temperature or the time. This one. All right. Look at this. Same test, but this one is the temperature results. Look at that. The lower, the better. Okay, the lower is the better. So this is, remember, in Celsius, from 0 to 90. If you notice, I need to clarify this corner. You're gonna see one on top of the other one. This means that the room temperature was in different numbers. Okay, the lower that you see, the 40 PL, when I test the 40 PL, the room was in 20, almost 24 degrees, which is pretty cold. And the highest one, it was the Samsung 50A, was in 29 degrees. Okay, we need to I need to clarify this they should be all of them. I mean, in the perfect world, I should test everything in the same temperature. I try. In this case, the Samsung 50, there was a rush moment because I was not going to include this cell in the test. I like the way you pronounce temperature. Man, I Puerto Rican. So, but the rest, I try to match it. See, 26, 24, 20. I mean, I try to match it, but um, if you want to be picky, for example, if you want to know in the beginning Samsung 50s, we need to rest the 1 or 2 degrees. I mean, it's not too much difference at the end for what we want to show. Let me show you. Let's start. Who's the worst one? Obviously, Samsung 50s. After 150 seconds in the test, hey, we're talking 40 amps only. 40 amps is yes, it's a decent amount, but these tablets they can handle or even 50 amps, 70 amps, even more. I mean, but at 40 amps, I want to be fair. For example, with the Samsung 50s, Samsung 50s, Samsung claim 40. Remember, 45 amps they claim. This is 40, so we're giving a chance to the sales. And even with that, look at the numbers. After 150 seconds, look at how that reached, and we have to stop. Look at the number, 86 degrees. Actually, we stop at 80. What happened is because this the sensor, the NTC sensor thermostator, is in the way that read with maybe about a few seconds behind. We are talking 3 4 seconds behind. So by the time we stop the cell already was high. Look at that, all the way to 86 degrees. That's dangerous. Don't do that. After 80 degrees, we can have a thermal runaway, and that's dangerous. Okay, that numbers. When I do this testing, I want to clarify this because I do not recommend doing that. Okay, guys. Um, when I do this testing, let me show you something that I do. I haven't showed this ever. Guys, when I do the testing, I always have this next to me. You need a lithium extinctor. Okay, it's not a regular extinctor. Okay, uh, the regular extinctor do not extinct lithium ion cells. Okay, fires. So this one is a specific special for that. Um, if something happened, I have that next to me so I can extinct fire quickly. So let's keep going with this. Okay. I love this, man. I love this data. Temperature. We are in temperature. Now look at this. Look at this again. The lower, the better. So according what keep going the minutes. Look at the interesting part here. The lowest. Let's put it in the middle. In the middle. Let's see who's the lowest. Look at that 10 power. That's the new cell that I'm talking to you. This one, I'm gonna bring those cells to the store. I'm working to do that. They just came out. The copy that Much have that I sent, which is similar, the same batch that I was able to get, and I sent that to March. They are dated for August. When they make it in the factory? Look at how fast I got those cells. They came. By the way, they came by air. There was manufactured in August. We are in September, and I just got it. Less than 30 days. Less than 30 days from the cell to be built, and we have it in my hands already, like 5 days ago. No, more than that. and much have it as well because I sent that to him quickly. So, but look at the number. Interesting, these numbers. This is very important because you want to sell that when you is under load. You want to see those number. Ah, much is it? I know it's not much. I thought it was much. Let's see the comments. Jorn, it's a or RS50. 50 PL is the best. Yes, let me clarify. We need to clarify what is the when we talk about which one is the best sell. I see that all the time in the groups. The people ask which one is the best sell. I mean, and this is a very, very, very tricky questions. Okay, what is the best sell? Okay, my answer for this is depend. What depend what you are looking for, because if you are looking for a cell, for example, that lasts long, I will tell you in this moment is the RS50 because it's proof. I mean, based on the testing, is the one that lasts the longest. It gives you the more capacity over the discharge under 40 amps in this case, or under 40 amps. Let me put you the graphic. Okay. Um, What is that application? Okay, that's not an application. This was produced. This graphic that you are seeing was produced with a script made in Python. Okay, I process the data with the script in Python, and that's how I produce that interactive. Okay, so let's go back to the temperature to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, look at that. The temp power is very pretty low. The next one, Ampace JP40, and this is temperature. The next one, EV 40PL, RS40. We note this: the lowest one are gonna be, and that's normal. The one that are 4 amps hour, normally. Okay, not always the case. I'm gonna show you. Uh, Next one, JP40 is 4 amps hour. Next one, 40PL, 4 amps hour. But right there, look at RS40. Right there, we see where it was. The J. I'm moving slowly. Look at that, 50PL, buddy. That this is a beast. The 50PL is a beast, and I have to say is I call it the alien cell because this cell break any rule. Why I says that? The 50PL is not the cell that have the best internal resistance. In fact, JP40 and RS40 are the lowest with 2.6, 2.7 milliohms. The 50PL, it's in the 3 milliohms, 3.5 milliohms, and you will think that because it have higher internal resistance, it's gonna be less powerful. No, these new cells, they break the rules. These cells, even with a higher internal resistance, are able to provide more power and maintaining that low temperature. Let's keep going with the temperature in the center. Look at that. The next one, we see the RS50. Look at the difference between the lowest one. We're talking in the middle. We are talking probably this is about 200 and let's put in 250 seconds in the test. The lowest one, 54 degrees. The high, I mean, the RS50, we're talking 62. Yes, there is about 6 degrees difference. Not too much, but remember, this is a 5 amps hour cell. Again, we have the 50PL, which is again the alien if in 58 degrees. The next one after RS50 is the back 45D, which is doing great. It's doing great in this test. The top one, if you notice the molicel, it was in 66 degrees, and forget about the Samsung 50s. 150 is just stop. So now let's check the end. I mean, the end of the molicel. The molicel stop. We have to stop after maybe 355 to close to 360 seconds. because it reached already the 80 degrees. Actually, it reached 85, and we have to stop. By that time, let's see, the lowest one. Look at this in 64 degrees. The 10 power. Again, this is 4 amps hour cell. But right there was the EV50PL. Look at this. It's incredible. This cell is incredible. Now let's move to the end of the test where look at the last one, RS50. This cell went all the way passing the 450 seconds. In fact, it's probably make it to close to 460 seconds discharging, and the maximum temperature after discharge all the way down to 2.5 volts. It was able, it reached 73 degrees temperature. Not bad at all. Not bad. So let's see something. So wait, Samsung got how hot? No way. All people want Samsung. Exactly. This is why I show this graphic. I mean, remember, uh, the people have an, they're like, I mean, I call it the fanboys, saying that happened to Samsung, saying happened with Molly cells. Look at this. Look at this. Samsung reaches so high temperature that we have to stop. It was unable to finish. Same with Molicel. At least the Molicel went a little bit farther, and I I I forget to add the Molicel P45B and also the P42. Believe me, if I add that, they are gonna be in this section here. They are gonna be unable to finish. If the best Molicel today is in those numbers, imagine the other ones. I mean, so but we have so many tablets that I wanna put all these numbers here. Look at how good they are. Even the back 45D did great. It did great. Yeah, that's the reality. Now let's put another numbers. Let's put more numbers. Let me see what I'm gonna put now. Give me 1 second. Let's put voltage over what we have. Power. Let's put power over the time. Okay, that graphic. Let me change it here. I'm sorry that I don't have this in full screen. Let me put it full screen now. You can see it better. Sorry about that. I don't realize we have that. Now I say power over the time. Share screen. Look at this one. This one is very, very, very interesting. This is the amount of watts that the cell are producing, okay, at the moment. What is why this is important? This is the power your bike, your power tool is getting at the moment under load, okay? So the top dog, 10 power, giving 150 under 40 amps load, 153 watts, following by, and I'm going slowly because this, see, RS40, look at the numbers, 40 PL, and it's expected. RS50, look at that. I'm very impressed with that. RS50, how hard hit in the beginning. Very good numbers. Molicel P50B. I mean, it's the last one. Let me see. Where is the EV? EV is even higher than RS50, but they are very close. I'm talking 151, 153, 153. I mean, it's 2 watts is nothing. I mean, they are very good, all of them. Well, the Molicel is 147. Look at the last one. Samsung under that load only give you 134. Okay, let's go now in the middle. 150 seconds. Look at how everything starts shifting. Now the top one, look at that. Who's the top one? 50 PL in 150. The 50 PL is a very impressive cell. Very impressive. And we are gonna see in this moment normally in, let's put it in 200 to explain you why 200. Look at this. The Samsung, it was in, by the time reached the 80 degrees, it was giving only how much, 128 watts, and that's when it stopped. The Molicel was giving 137, the other one was giving all the way to 149. Okay, now let's move to the end in this section. 350 Top one, RS50. This is why I says the RS50 is probably the most balanced. Look at it in the 350 seconds, how the RS50 is on top, following probably the, look at that, by the no 50 PL, no actually, yeah, by the 50 PL, follow it. Back 45D after. Next, Ampace JP40. But I'm gonna show you something interesting in the JP40. But why these ones RS40 and EV50PL are in the end? Remember, because they are almost fully discharged by this point. They are almost fully discharged. The only one here is the moly cell in the 360 probably seconds. It stopped for temperature. For temperature. So the only cell that I says here is very interesting. Is the JP40. Look at how fast the JP40 after the 3 volts fall very quickly. Very quickly it goes down. So, and that's normal, but it's okay because the JP40 give us completely the full capacity, and that's great. That's excellent. Same with the 40PL, it gives us the full capacity under 40 amps. Look at this. Very impressive. 10 power, it falls first, and the RS40, they fall first. I'm gonna show you, and still they give us the full capacity again. Um, those cells, there are 4 amps hour. This number at the end is completely normal, completely normal. So now look at the end. In the end, look at the back 45D in here. 50PL, it falls first, and the last one, even out of the graphic, RS50. I'm talking now. Let's see capacity. Let me share the capacity one to show you how. Let me see temperature, voltage, capacity, or what's our. Maybe this one. No, I don't want that one. Is the other one? Yeah, this one. Let me share now this one. Capacity. Look at this one, guys. Capacity. Um, the first one in fall was the Samsung 50s for temperature, but by the time we have to, well, the system stopped, it was giving us only 1.7 amps hour, or 1760 milliamps by the time it stopped. That's all that provide us because it overheat. So next one, molicel, and this, so it give us at the end, again, stop it by the temperature. It was able to provide 3.959 milliamps, or 3.9 amps hour. Okay, by the time that stopped, that's so less than almost 4,000 milliamps by the time that stopped. Uh, the next one, 40PL, followed by the other ones. Well, we have the numbers here. Sorry about that. Look at the end. RS40 give us, remember, RS40 is supposed to be a 4,000 milliamps or 4 amps hour. Under 40 amps, this is impressive. Under 40 amps, it gives us 40, 41, exceeding what they says that they are gonna give us. RS50, look at this number. Look at this number. Under 40 amps, RS50 give us 5126 milliamps. Okay, that's very impressive numbers. Ampace JP40 from 4 amps hour, it give us 4100. Excellent, excellent. Our from JP40. The back minimum is 4400 milliamps, or for they depending on how they measure, 4.5. It gives us 4533. Excellent numbers, excellent numbers. Under 40 amps discharging. Same with EV 40PL. It gives us 4095, almost 4100. Excellent numbers, more than what they claim. Look at the 50PL. 50PL under this test, and I show you the numbers. Numbers are numbers. It give me 4840. milliamps by the time that finish. It finished, it do not overheat, and that's the numbers, period. What gave me this cell. These, at least, hey, the samples that I had, which was one of the first one. I have the new batch coming, a grade completely. I want to see the difference from that batch to this one to see if we are able to get close to those 5,000 milliamps. Um, they have a minimum. Actually, they even EV do not claim the full five. Let me check that number right now because I'm not sure. I'm gonna share that data sheet with you guys. Give me 1 second. Now I'm curious. Now, data sheet, EV50 PL. Let me open that data sheet because I really want to know what is the minimum. Let me open this with you guys online so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, data sheet. Where is window? I cannot see it here. Voltage. Give me 1 second. This one. Let's watch this. Okay, guys. This is the data sheet from the 50PL. What I'm looking in the data sheet is what is called the minimum. That's what EV is gonna says that the cell can. They promise that it's gonna give out at least that number. Okay, the minimum. Let's check it out. So I can show you, how you read that. Okay, here it is. Look at this. Minimum 4800 milliamps, which, guess what? It gives us 4800. So the cell is supposed to be, yeah, it could be considered, on specs because they says that is minimum 4800 milliamps. They call it nominal 5,000 milliamps, but the minimum, if the cell give you at least 4,800, is under spec. So this cell, yes, is under the specs, the 50PL. So 4,800. Let's see what else it says. 3.6 is the nominal. The standard charge is 2.5 amps, which is 0. 0.5 C is the same thing. Minimum, let's see, maximum charge is 10 amps, which is 2C. I never recommend charge over the 1C, honestly. If something hurt more a cell, listen this, there's nothing that hurt a cell more than fast chargings. Not even discharging, not even the heat. Nothing hurts more. Nothing kill more your lifespan of the cell than fast charging. The faster you charge your cell, the more that you hurt the lifespan of your cell. Let's put it in numbers. As an example, charging your cells on 1C, for example, I seen one testing from, which one was that one? From 30PL, from EV 30PLs. EV claimed in the first data sheet 400 cycles because they was charging at 12.5, listen, 12.5 amps in the testing, and they claim charging at that speed, it was giving 400 cycles. Okay, they decide to back that down to 9 amps. Listen this, 9 amps the charging, and then they change the curve to 500 cycles. Look at how they lose. I mean, in the graphic, they lose. They add 100 more cycles just because you're charging slower. Imagine it if you charge like the moly cells at 25 amps, you're really killing your lifespan from the cells. We need to clarify that. So the rest of the numbers that we're looking, look at the pulse, 180 and that's for 2 seconds, okay, in these cells. And look at the maximum discharging in these cells, 125 amps. Are you kidding me? That's the, I mean, remember, yes, is temperature cutoff. You can reach one, I mean, the temperature cutoff, if you start discharging this cell, for example, 125 amps continuously, you probably in listen this, less than a minute is probably the number is, yes, is, I guess it's 1 minute and seconds exactly, you will reach those 75 degrees and you have to stop. Okay, is to give you an idea. However, there is no application, you will never in your e-bike are gonna be able, or whatever is your application, to discharge continuously this like I'm doing in the testing. That's virtually impossible. But the testing is to see the limits. So I'm showing you here the limits. Okay. Now let's share now back to capacities. Okay. Let's see, any question here. Let me check the questions. Oh yeah, it's not okay. I charge 52 volts, 20 amps hour to charge it up at 5 amps charger, max 3 amps. No, listen this. In the cell pack is something different that we need to take in consideration. Okay, you need, when I says, for example, you are charging, your charger maximum is 3 amps. Okay, but you need to know how many cells in parallel you have. Okay, to give you an example, if you have a cell, if you have a cell that one C, for example, you have a cell that is a 5,000 milliamps. One C, which is healthy, is 5 amps. Okay, but but if you have three cells in parallel, then you need to multiply that by three. So it means that you can charge at 15 amps the pack, and you're still perfectly good. All right. Now, if you decide, okay, I'm gonna charge at 2C at the maximum, for example, 50 PL in the maximum speed, which is 2C. What is 2C out of 5 amps hour? 10 amps. Then if you have three cells in parallel, then those 10 amps, you multiply that by 3, and then you're charging the pack at 2C, which is going to be 30 amps. Guess what? I don't think you have a charger able to charge at 30 amps at 52 volts. So you're okay, to put it in that way. Now, again, the RS50, incredible numbers. Look at that at the end, 5125. I'm very happy to see that in that cell. That cell, again, I believe right now is the most balanced between power and capacity. And not only that, guys, price. This cell is cheaper than the 50 PL. And my opinion, I like this cell. I really like this cell. And I mean, if you want absolutely the most power, I mean, yes, 50 PL is a little bit in numbers. You're not gonna feel that in real life. Uh, you're, I mean, yes, 50 PL, but again, it's the one that fall first with in the 4800 milliamps. This cell exceed the 5,000 milliamps and more, 5120 in my testing, the samples that I have here. Okay, now let's check the next one, which is, give me 1 second here. um where is time, current, no, power within this, temperature, voltage, I guess. There was capacity over the time, over the watts. Let's see. Again, I want to go back to voltage, because again, this is what is telling us um, the power of these cells. Sorry again that I don't have that in full screen. Let me replace that. Now, voltage again over the time. Let me fix the to put this in full screen, guys. So now you can see it better. Sorry about that. Voltage. This one. Again, voltage over the time. Again, the discharging. If you see the curves, I mean RS50. I mean at the end, look at this. Look at this. Even over the 50 PL, because it's providing power the longest. Okay, the longest time. Um, And again, I mean, at the end, you need to answer the question: which one is the best sell on the market? Again, if your priority is a drag race which lasts how much a drag race last 20 seconds maybe, then you go in this graphic and you find what is the cell during the 20 seconds that provide you the most power. Okay, in this case, RS40, it provides you the less sag during those first 20 seconds. In that moment, I have to answer to you, the RS40 is the best cell, okay, for those 20 seconds. If you are telling me that you want a cell that is powerful, but that at the same time it gives you the most capacity, then you have to look at the end of the graphic, which on top it's gonna be the RS50 because it gives you the most capacity, followed by the 50 PL. But at the same time, if you want the most powerful cell with the most capacity possible, then I have to say the 50 PL because it's a large, um, it's the most powerful with the longest capacity. Okay, most powerful with not the longest. I mean the RS50 is the longest, but the combination is the most powerful with the capacity. Yeah, 50 PL. Now, if the question is, I want the most capacity, still powerful, then it's the RS50. Look at the numbers. We're talking. Look, I mean, they're almost the same. Look at the numbers. We're talking voltage 3.6. The other one is 3.55. I mean, you can notice that in real life. Okay, you cannot notice that in real life. This is an instrument. This is why I said that RS50 is a great cell. Don't get me wrong, the 50 PL is the goat right now. uh, but they are not far away. I mean, look at even that back 45 did at the end. You know how much it's right there, providing a bunch of power, and it provides a lot of capacity, passing the 4.5. I mean, passing the 4.5. Look at that. The EV50 PL is giving 48, 4.5, sometimes even to 4.6. I see in the back. I mean, right there, there's, I mean, virtually they are not too much. I mean, in capacity, they are super close. Buddy, look at the Molicel P50V, what is supposed to be 5 amps hour. It stopped. It was unable to provide not even 3,000 milliamps. I mean, and I hate to say it again, Molicel. Now, keep going with the same question. Which one is the best cell? If you are telling me which one is the cell that charge the fastest, I have to tell you the Molicel P50B. Then, what is the best cell? If that's your question, the fastest one, then the best cell is the Molicel P50B in that case. Now, if you are telling me which one is the cell that give you the most performance at negative 40 degrees or negative 20 degrees, again, different uses. Molicel is the best at that point. See, I mean, to answer the question, which one is the best sell? Because another thing, which one is the best sell for the price? For the price, I believe, in my opinion, in high powerful cells, that RS50 is amazing. I mean, we need to wait for the 10 powers. Look, right now, the 40 PL JP40 is pretty cheap right now. See this? I mean, see how the answer change depending what you're looking for. um, Most of the time that people talk about performance, and that's, I mean, usually when I said this cell is better, I'm talking performance. But in reality, like I was talking with somebody in the group today, when they are asking, we need to know what do you refer, what is for you, what is the best, okay? What you're looking for, what you're looking for to answer that question, okay? Uh, another thing that I completely forget about this one. If you are telling me which one is the best cell, now we need to take in consideration longevity. This is a very important topic. Which cell lasts the longest? And this is a difficult question. Why? Because many manufacturers do not mention this in the data sheet. Only some of them. And when they mention this, for example, EV30PL, the one that I was most recently installing, they changed it from 400 to 500 cycles. But 500 cycles under what conditions? You need to see that. That's very important. At what, how fast they was charging that, how the discharging rate, how much they was discharging. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they did the test at 30 amps. Okay, when they come out with that number. Now there is a new cell coming that many people doesn't know, and I'm about to receive that, I believe, on Tuesday, and I'm not gonna have too many, which is a LG H51. Oh my God. Let me share the screen. I'm going to share the screen, my screen here, to talk about this cell. That's my website. If you go in the 21700s, I have this cell coming, and I don't have to, again, it's coming only maybe, I believe, 300 cells, because this cell is just starting production. Okay. What is about this cell? Yeah, 25 amps discharging rate, 5,000 milliamps. That sounds like a Samsung 50s, correct? Yep, you're right. This cell was made for compete with Samsung 50s, but what is special in this cell? Many people doesn't know. This cell is rated, look at that, 1,000 cycles. 1,000 cycles is rated this cell. And after 1,000 cycles, the cell is going to have more than 80% of the original capacity. That's what they're claiming. That is really impressive, because Samsung, in their data sheet, they claim the Samsung 50s to be 250. Let me correct this. Much tested more than that. Okay, I believe he tested 350, 400 cycles. Still, this one is 1,000 cycles. Okay, so that's a very impressive numbers. That make this cell very special. I mean, if you need a cell that lasts very long time, this is the cell, in my opinion. Um, yes, it's only 25 amps discharging rate. Other cells, don't get me wrong, let's check that, for example, that, let's see if I have that number here in the JP30. I believe the JP30 is 400 or 500 cycles, just like the 400 cycles. Look at this, 400 cycles under 30 amps, 6 amps charging, 600 cycles under 20 amps. Okay, 600 cycles is a lot. Is a lot. So in this way, you can understand, okay, which one is the best cell. I mean, again, depending what you're looking for. Depending what you're looking for. There are people that doesn't, for drag racing, you don't care. You don't care about longevity. You need power at the moment. Go with the maximum power. If you are just an occasional person that you want a very long capacity, go with the longest capacity. But if you want to sell for last you forever, like people that make e-bikes for Uber, to do Uber Eats, you want to sell that lasts a lot. Then you need to consider a cell in the 1,000 cycles, which, let me show you something. Not always I mean, the cells normally that have the more power cell, normally they don't last. And again, tablets are exceptions. Tablets, they last a lot, and they are super powerful. But if you're looking for extremely lifespan, for example, and you check, for example, 21700, check it out this, the EV, well, let me check, 21700s. Look at the EV 50E, for example, 50E. This cell, forget about that 15 number. I will tell you it's not. It's not 15 amps. I will tell you it's more likely like 12, most likely like 11. Let's rate it at 10. Let's rate it at 10, just like the Samsung 50E. Now, what is special in this cell? Yes, you have a lot of capacity, but look at the life of this cell. These cells are rated for, I don't have that here, but you can see it in the data sheet. This cell is rated for 1,000 cycles as well. So normally these cells is same with the Samsung 50E. Let me see the 50E. 50E, where I got it. 50E. I guess Samsung 50E is not even rated for 1,000. It's a little bit lower, but it's still a pretty decent amount. Um, Again, the base, in my opinion, it's this one, this LG with 1,000, with 25. I mean, that's impressive, impressive. However, the JP40 is known to last a lot. So the JP40, we do not have the exact number. I believe, I mean, out of my head, I don't have that information, but I know it's a lot of cycle, more than, look at that, 600 cycles. It's a lot. I mean, 600 cycle is a lot for a power cell. I mean, again, which one is the best cell? Again, depending what you're looking for. Depending what you're looking for. If your answer is for the price, buddy, look at the JP40 395. Are you kidding me? That power for that price. Again, I mean, that will answer your question. Look at the 50 PL. With what cost this cell, you almost can buy two JP40s, almost. But again, if you are looking the longest capacity with power and the maximum power, this is the cell. 50 PL is just a beast. It's just a beast. But you pay what you get. I mean, let me see if we have the life cycle in the 50 PL. I can't remember. Look at this one. Let's see the cycle. 800 cycles. They claim. I'm gonna find where I get this data later, but it's amazing comparing with other cells. Okay, in that way, I wanna to, my goal at the end with this, stop sharing. My goal in the end, I mean, showing you guys this graphic is to teach you how to read the graphics, so in your own you can deduct which one is the best cell for you. That's very important, because when you shop by brand, like many people does, oh, let's go Samsung, you can see what the cell can provide you guys. I mean, you can buy your own. If you learn how to read those graphics, you can deduct by yourself, okay, which, for what you are looking for, which one is my best cell. If you are looking at cell for your power tools, like the D-wall tools and stuff like that, and then you need a cell that give you the most power to, for a drill and stuff like that. If the cell is in 21700 cells, the 50 PL is the cell, or the RS50 is the cell, or the RS40. If you are willing to sacrifice a little bit of capacity, then RS40 is the superpower, the best cell for that impact. It's like a drag race at the moment, but it's still 4 amp hour is great. Let me see the comments, guys. I need to sleep. My manual from battery max 3 amps hour. So, but I use 5 amp charger. Is that okay? Again, depend in how many cells you have in parallel. What cell do you have inside there? What cell is that one? Because not all the cells, if you have for example, a 5 amps hour cell, okay, you know that you can charge a 1C, which is 5 amps, okay. So it's 3 amps, even if your cells is only 3000 milliamps, depending the cells again, like the JP 30 or JP or 40 or 30 PL, for example. I don't think you have a 30 PL. That's not, nobody have that yet. You are okay. 3 amps is very low, especially if you have parallel. You're okay. So the next one, at the charger and discharger rate, does the LG cell claim that 1000 cycles, 80% remaining capacity? Yes. Yes. What discharging rate? Um, okay, to answer that, we need to see the data sheet. Let me find that data sheet. I don't. Let me see if I have that data sheet, because this is a brand new cell, and I'm not even sure. LG LH. Maybe I have that. Yep, I got it. Let me share that with you guys to answer that question. Share window is this one. Let's share these guys to answer that question. That's the LG, and that's this one is confidential. Um, let's see. See, this is not the final version. We can expect. I'm gonna check if I can get the very last final version, but this one is pretty decent. Let me see the date of this. Date 2024 was the date of this. Let's search for longevity, maybe, or cycles. The word cycles. Search. Where is my search here? Search cycles. Next is 3 matches. Um, let's find that cycles. 1000 cycles. Let's see if that says here cells should be charged discharged per 4.13. 1000 cycle defined one charge and one discharge, 101 discharging capacity. What is 4.13? 4.13? Five, five, let me check that again. 4.13. Fast discharge is charge constant. That was test at 1C, which is 5 amps, and discharging at 15 amps. That was the test. 3C, which is 15 amps. That's really good. It's 25 amps capable, but in this test they did it at 15 amps, which is that's the amperage that I will use that cell, because you never want to use the cell and the maximum that they claim. But it's very impressive that they was charging at 1C at 5 amps, discharging at 15 amps, and they still was able to get that 1000 cycles. Look at this. Very impressive. And still have 80% of the initial energy. That is really impressive numbers. Actually, this is the reason why I bring this cell to the store, guys. Let me stop sharing that window. This is the reason why I decide to bring that cell to the store when I see those numbers. That is really impressive numbers, guys. Let me check the other question. That was Gio. Um, should be based in county charging rating. Samsung scores 1C RS50 should. Let me read this. RS50 should be good for 6S2P that I was using my drone flight 25 minutes with the same P50B pack. I can expect a 30 more minutes in the RS50. Let me explain this, okay? You are gonna have absolutely longer flight time, because the RS50 it gives you a little more capacity than the P50B. What we need to answer that question, we need to know how much current are you pulling from the drone continuously. Okay, that's the first question. Depending on that answer, then I can do a test on the RS50 and the P50B. You can be surprised. You maybe are pulling maybe 20 amps and having, from the, let's say 35 amps for your drone. So because you're in 2P, then you have to cut that in half. Okay, if you're pulling to 30 amps, you're pulling per cell only 15 amps per cell. Now, the next test we need to do is discharge the RS50 at 15 amps and discharge the moly cell at 15 amps. Guess what? I expect good numbers from the moly cell. I expect to probably is going to be below the RS50, but you can be surprised how good could be the moly cell under 15 amps. Don't get me wrong, it's a great cell. The molly cell doesn't shine in the high numbers, but I'm pretty sure shine in the low numbers. I mean, again, uh, you may don't see too much benefit for upgrading to RS50 for your drones. Yes, you're gonna get longer, I'm very sure, but what I can tell you is those bursts, when you full accelerate the drone quickly from a stop to full power, the RS50 is gonna kill the moly cell because you have more voltage available, because you have more power available. Yes, you're gonna get it. I mean, in that part, the moly cell cannot compete. It cannot compete. I mean, now if you need a very fast charge on the field, moly cell is gonna win. It can be charged per cell at 25 amps. Okay, in 2P 2RS50, you can charge 20 amps completely. I mean, you don't have. I ensure you don't have a charger to go over that. I mean, yes. To answer that, RS50 is a better option. I mean, all day, all day. Um, Depending again how much current you are pulling. To answer your question. Let's see. That's a lot. 500 amps that you could later print that warning. Uh, 500 amps. I don't know what you're talking about. Big waving. Let's see. Well, Samsung is 1C for cycle life rating. I don't know about LG. Well, using the LG I just show is a 3C, 3C. See, different as I explained. This is a tricky question because not all the manufacturers show this data. It's not convenience, okay? It's not convenience. Same thing, we need to see what temperature we are talking about, because when you cycle a battery for this testing, we need to see what temperature. That's super important. I mean, remember when they do this testing, they do it in the scenario best scenario. I mean, best temperature. I mean, at lower cold weather, you expect lower numbers, worse numbers. I mean, it's a tricky question to answer. When you're looking, let me see this question. When you're looking at Samsung data sheet cycle, is based on the continuous discharging rate. Rating for the 50G is example 0.33 charging and 1C disch. Correct. This is the lowest sales. They do lowest numbers. I mean, that's why when people talk about cycle numbers, we need to see what current is the cycle numbers, because again, different manufacturers use different criteria. I mean, but for marketing they use that number 1000 cycles, and then they in the marketing they said, oh, the cell is 45 amps, buddy, but those numbers are not based in the full current. You need to see all those details to answer those questions. So that's why I says do not believe everything that you read in the marketing, because for example the 50PL they are marketing for be a 125 amps cell, Yes, it does 125, but for how long? That's the question. Why? Because it's gonna reach the temperature. Now, what you need to, in my opinion, I like to test the cells from full to empty. First of all, to know what is able to do the cell. If you are discharging a cell from 4.2 to 2.5 and doesn't reach 75 degrees, close depending the data sheet, then I can claim whatever is the current that I'm using, and the cell is able to run that. That's how I rate the cells. That's how much rates his cells. When you see much rating cells that he says, for example, the cell is rated 45 amps, for example, Samsung 50s, and much is gonna put he rated 25. I believe that was the last number. Let me find that for you. Let me find that. I'm gonna share that live. How you can find out that mute app. We are here. If we go Samsung 50s, I'm gonna put much to see his results. Okay, this the first one are junk. That's probably much results. That's public, so I can show this. He says, "Oh, he's not here. Oh, here. This is what I'm looking for. Where is that? You know what? My account cannot see that. You probably guys are seeing which one is the one that you're seeing now. This one. Let me do it from Facebook. Let me do it from Facebook. You guys can see this one probably. Yep, Facebook. Let's go look for much. And then in here, I'm gonna look for 50s. There is. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Let me check the stream, and let me put this in full screen so you guys can see this better. Look at this. Actually, wow, I thought was 25. Well, okay. See, claim it 25. That's 45, I'm sorry. Claim it by Samsung. Estimate, see the number 20. Much put it in 20. Why? Because the cell was able to discharge from top to bottom continuously at 20 amps. Apparently, at 25 amps, it overheat. I was unable to finish because it overheat. That's how he came up with that number. So now you can see how in the world, because even at 40 amps in my testing, the cell was sagging to 3.3 volts at under 40. Imagine that at 45, it's gonna go to 3.2, 3.1 maybe. Come on, 3.1 under load. That's not power. That's ridiculous. You're killing that cell. I don't know how honestly. I don't know how Samsung came up with that number. I mean, for that's pure marketing. Pure marketing. I mean, hey, let me clarify. Not all the time Samsung does that. I don't know what's going on with this cell. This cell was the number one cell for Samsung, the most popular cell, and honestly, is junk. I mean, I have to say it like that. I mean, in my opinion, I mean, they are lying, and I hate to. I mean, let me stop sharing this tab. Um, I don't like to talk about it like that, but I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, um, I like the manufacturer that they, for example, claim one number and give you more. Like if you have a cell that is 4,000 milliamps and give you more than that, I like that. I mean, and if they claim they can do this amount of current and can do it, I like that. You know, so that's why we need to check the testings always to know what we're buying, what we're getting. I mean, um, that's the important part in all this. We need to learn uh, to do our own testing, or follow whoever does the testing. I do my own testing. Mosh does his test. I follow him. I mean, I learn with him with Mosh. If you want to know very precise data, buddy, I mean, Again, not mine is precise, but it's not as precise as his data, because he have better equipment. He have years, long years in this business. Okay, and I mean, believe me, for the price, come on. And when I say the price is because he have a Patreon. His Patreon also is only $2 a month. Come on, I mean, so before you build up, this is the thing. You are willing. Listen, you are willing to build a pack for your e-bike. You are going to buy 80 cells. If you are building a big pack like the one that I'm building right now, you see that one there? That one there? That is 312 cells. 312 cells. Buddy, you are gonna buy 312 cells where each cell costs like $5, $6, $7 each one. You don't want to make sure what you are getting is the best buck. I mean, the best for your buck. I mean, how you know that? Go to Patreons. Don't believe in in what the manufacturer write on that. Don't believe on that. Go and check an independent testing tester like March. I mean, you believe me. You can trust me in my testing. I mean, I do my best to provide you all the information. Yes, I sell sales. Many people can argue that you are giving me recommendation from sales that you have in your store. Yes, it's true. Do I am partial? I know personally. I mean, I know that I'm partial. People that know me know, but someone that do not know me is gonna argue that. And guess what? I give you the reason. If I'm selling something in my store and I'm talking a good, you don't know if I what I'm doing is marketing. It could be marketing, all right, but they don't know if I'm honest or not. I mean, you don't know me, so for that people that doesn't know me, forget about what I'm talking about. Forget about my recommendation. Go with Much. Much doesn't sell any sale. Much is only tester, and that's the. I mean, the thing that you have to see. I mean, he don't sell sales. He's tester. He's gonna tell you the truth, good or not. He don't care. He don't sell sales. His base. That's not his business. Okay. Um, and again, I invite you to go to the Patreon. Let me share one tab to show you what you have to do if you want to, because many people hear about March and they don't know who's March. Patreon.com, right? You can Google it and then find Much. You can search for Much, like this. Look at the topic. I'm not gonna share the content. I'm gonna show you only topics. He have a bunch of free contents, but look at the stuff that he's sharing very quickly. I'm not gonna show anything else. You can get your membership to see all the content. The membership, don't be scared. The one that say $20, the one that you're, that's what I pay voluntary. I pay that amount. Let me put this bigger so you can see it. I pay voluntary $20 a month because I really, really appreciate what Much does and his testing, and that's what I pay. You don't have to do that. You can choose for the cheapest tier. Let me show the other tiers. I mean, you can choose for the $2 account. $2. How much costs one cell? How much costs one cell? Look at this tier, $2, and you can see everything that he posts monthly, right? Again, I do that voluntary. Pay more than that because I really appreciate what he does. And again, I mean, we're in the same business, and I know that another one that is really good, Padda. Many people doesn't know Padda. Padda is a really good tester from Czech Republic. We follow him, one to each other. We meet in groups and stuff like that. Okay. Um, Here, the important part is learn how to select yourself by yourself. I just if you follow this live, you may learn something good, and you can do it by yourself. Okay, let me answer all the questions I'm checking here. Sorry about that. That was a phone call. Sorry. I want to make sure that I'm answering everybody's questions. Okay, I am by here right now. It looked like a Samsung light. Oh, we answered this already. I believe I answered this. Okay, amp draw on my drone is 13 to 25 amps, buddy. That's nothing. 25 the most divided in two because you're in 2p. Remember, so that's about what 13.5. No, 12.5 per cell. Yes, 12.5 per cell. 12.5 per cell is nothing. The 50 Molicel P50B, it can provide you probably the full amount of those 5 amps hour under that load. Okay, and it's between 13. Remember, it's even less than that. uh, to answer your question, if you are looking for the absolutely, listen, absolutely most performance you can get for that drum, get the RS50. Get it. I mean, you're gonna get even more capacity than the Molicel and more power, absolutely more power. But listen this, if you're not completely crazy about that power, buddy, don't waste money. Keep that Molicel. You have a great cell. You have a great cell under that amps hour. Keep it. I will don't waste money on that. Don't waste money. Maybe when that battery die, get the RS50 or get whatever is the cell. Hey, this is what today is 9/14 2025. We don't know what's going on December. We don't know what's going on January. Maybe we everything changed. I mean, today, RS50 is my answer. We need to see that Molicel M65 in February that is made by 10 Power. We need to see that, okay? All right, we answered this one. Let's see. Luffy, your charger and battery with little faster than my cell. John, my charger. That they are talking together. Let me see if there's any question for me. Yes, by 2018, Molicel was the top. Yep, I agree. I agree. But again, what I just changed, what's going on in January? We don't know. We need to see that. I mean, today, my opinion today, EV is number one. EV is number one today. They have, they are putting the more money than anybody else in research in sales, and they have so many great sales. I mean, great sales. Same with Ampace. Ampace have a great sales. There's a Ampace JP50 coming. There is coming. Back is putting so much money in the sales. Back 50D. We need to see that sell. Back 30D. We need to see that sell. I haven't seen it yet. I've been in conversation with the manager. I'm trying to get those back to see those testing. But now I'm so happy because we have so much competition. We have the 30 JP30, which is an excellent cell. We have the EV30PL coming, which I already got the samples. I'm much tested already, and I mean, it's welcome to the competition. Let's see what else we got. Much tested for the community safely because he rapid company's line. Yep, rating was caused by vape fire. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, that's why he's very popular in the vaping community. Very popular. It says, let's see, Sanyo and Sony falling behind. Yes, Sanyo Sony is, as you know, guys. Sanyo and Panasonic is the same company. Um, Panasonic, I believe, have a BTC's. There's a new cell, Panasonic, that is a powerful cell, but again, it's not. It's, I guess, until they don't come up with tablets, that there's nothing for performance perspective. Talking, uh, they're not there. I mean, I guess EV. I mean, again, back EV. Uh, these guys, I mean, back EBRS right now. I mean, Reliance. What else? What other cells? I black out. 10 power. 10 power have a great sales. Impressive numbers. In fact, let me see if I can share something with you guys from the 10 power sales. Look at what is coming. Is this one is 600 cycles? Yes. Let me share something with you guys here quickly. Look at these guys. Let's see if I you are looking this in full screen. Better. This is coming. I have that cell coming for testing, and not only testing to sell. XG50 is a tablet, 5 amps hour, 90 amps continuously. Is not 125, but we need to see. We need to see this cell. Look at that, 600 cycle, and 80% capacity after 600 cycle. Under what numbers? I don't know. We need to see. Remember, this part is marketing, but we need to see. Under my testing, the XG the 40 XG did amazing. And again, I have this cell coming. And the best part, this cell is not expensive. That's the best part. This cell is not expensive. This cell have a great thermos and have I mean it's excellent. Let's see this one. What do you think EV40PL is a good cell for the power tool? It's excellent cell for power tools, buddy. 40PL is as good as JP40s and it's excellent cell for power tools. I love the 40PLs. I love those cells. I mean I sell those cells and I really like them. The 40PLs. Especially for the price. Right now this is you cannot ask for more. I mean 40PL. Um yep, it's excellent cell. I mean, great cell. I mean, it run very cold. It provide you ton of power. Let me put it in this way. I see the 40PL saying as a JP40. Yes, JP40 in data have a little bit better thermal, and I have a maybe a little bit thin more power in the data, but you cannot see that in real life. But essentially, I mean, I like more the 40PL than the JP40. The reason why I'm gonna explain this. You know that JP40 has so much drama because it's difficult to find in grade A's. It's difficult to find JP40s with good uh, voltage, stable voltage, and all that because the kind of marketing is because I know Milwaukee have the biggest contract, military and other companies, so they don't sell the JP40 itself, that easy. Recently, hey, don't get me wrong, I sell JP40 with rapid with Ampace wrap. I found it and I sell them. Right now, I have the LTs. I mean, I was working to bring the one that, with the Ampace wrap, but I changed my mind and bring that cell to the store. Why? Why? Because now we have cells like the 40PL that doesn't have that problem. I can find it completely A grade, no problem, excellent rate. I mean, I don't like to sell cells B grades. If I do, I let you know this cells is B grade. Okay, if I do, and listen this. What changed my mind is that 10 power 40 XG. It gives more power than these cells, and it's gonna be cheaper. Wait for it. Wait for it. So I need to be smart when I sell the cells. I need to learn the market. I perform my testing. I'm gonna take the chance with the 10 powers. I'm gonna bring a lot of 10 powers. I'm gonna buy a lot because after do the testing, I learned it's a great cell. It's not. It's just like Ampace JP40s when I was bringing the JP40s. So I was one of the first one, if not, I mean, the second one in bringing JP40s to the US when nobody knew about the JP40. It was all about time until the people know the JP40s. Okay, And now everybody says, "Oh, it's the great sale." Well, guess what? There are even sales that are a little bit better than JP40s. It's just that the people doesn't know yet. We still have people thinking that Samsung is the best sell in performance. We still have people that believe the Moly cell is still. For those people, they're still not accepting JP40, imagining new cells like the 10 power. I mean, it's hard for them to accept that. Uh, because again, many people go by brand. I go by testing. I go by testing. I mean, and that's how, in my opinion, like everybody should go by based on testing. And that's testing is real numbers. It's not marketing. This is real numbers. Okay. Let me see that question. The last one, buddy. I am about to leave. I need to eat something. JP40 is being used in the new pack by multiple tools company. Correct. Uh, top brands. Top brands. Uh, Milwaukee. Milwaukee is super expensive tools. They are using JP40s inside in those M18s packs. That's what they have. JP40s. If not, let me show you something. Let me open another tab so you can do this research by yourself. Okay, let's share this new tab. Share. Let me make sure you're looking this tab. Okay, let me make it a little bit bigger for you guys. Just Google. Come on, Milwaukee M18. What is it? It's called M18 Forge by sales, and put Reddit. Check it out in Reddit. What the people says. Let's see. Let's see if I can find that. Maybe you're gonna find information from me. Let's see if they say it here. I don't know. I'm just checking right here. Our Forge battery worth extra money. That's the Forge. Let's see if they says what cell it have. Oh, there is a video. Oh, but it's no, you cannot see this one because it went to another tab. Let me put it. What cell? Okay, they're talking only by amps hour, but let me see if they show what a specific cell. Okay, look at this. Look at these ones. You guys can see this one. Let me see. Yep. Look at those cells. What cell is that? Ampace JP40. That's what Milwaukee used. Look at what interesting that part. Do you see how they weld that? Do you notice that, guys? They don't spot weld. This is made by laser. They weld the tabs with laser. That's how they do it. Look at this. That's a Milwaukee battery pack welded by laser. That's how they do it in the factory. All right. That's what you get within Milwaukee. Now, you know how Milwaukee is. Oh, that's another tab. So you are not gonna be able to see that. So you know Milwaukee Tools doesn't play. They don't play the game. They use the best. So JP40 right now for them is the best and has been like that probably for the last year and a half. I don't know if they're gonna change that for another cell. I suspect they're gonna do it. I mean, because now there's a little bit more powerful cells, more capacity. Now we're gonna start seeing maybe those battery pack with 10 amps hour instead to 8. 10. Why? Because they use two in parallel. Two right now JP40s is 4 amps hour, 2 in parallel is 8. That's where coming from the 8 amps hour part, or the 12 because they use 3P. So the 12 is that one. Now if you use RS50, for example, instead to use the JP40, now you're gonna, and there are two in parallel, you're gonna have a 10 amps hour pack. All right. Or if you use the other one that is supposed to be the 12, there is 3P, you're gonna have 15 amps hour pack. This is how that works. Okay, that's coming. Yep, in the Tor channel, uh, they have body, but I haven't seen one single pack well made. Yes, they use a DIY. I would love to build one pack, honestly, with RS50s or 50 PLs and send that to them. I mean, build by myself and to have them to test it. I would love to do that, to see the difference in, see how that I'm sure is going to break the, whatever record they have. I mean, with those cells. I would love to see that making a really good bus bar. I mean, in copper and all that. Man, I'm without voice. I've been talking a lot in this live. Um, well, buddies, I guess we covered so many topics here, talking about which one is the best sell when you have to select, and I mean discussing those graphics. For me, that's very important for you guys, and this motivate me because there was a person in the group. He was asking what I'm looking in the. I don't understand how to read those graphics. So those plows. So and that leave me thinking, you know what? I should make a video explaining what you're looking for when you read those graphs, how you read that, and how you interpret those graphs, and the important about the voltage graph, about the power graph, about the temperature graph, about the capacity graph. There are different plows, I mean charts that you have to see. I mean comparing. So, yeah, sometimes you're gonna see one single cell in the graph. I bring a combination of different cells. If you want to see the same graph, I'm gonna make one with the 18650 batteries, or do not mix because it could be complicated and confusing when I'm mixing 5 amps hour with 4 amps hour cells, and then you see numbers a little bit high than other one. It's not fair when you compare one 4 amps hour with a one 5 amps hour. So you need to, I mean, if I put all of them 4 amps hour and 5 amps hour, is easier for you to understand and judge. I mean, I can mix it because I understand how it works, and I can tell you, yeah, in this time of the discharge is normal this cell to be lower because have less capacity. I mean, still super powerful. I mean, many of them. Okay, so that was the Mozart, buddy. Look at who's here. But it's a pleasure have you in the group. He's one of my subscribers in YouTube, one of my favorite subscriber, and I cannot say, hey, my members, I love them, all of them. But Mozart is a very smart guy. He check his channel, clicking Mozart, check his channel. He have a great channel explaining a bunch of things about spot welders, and I learned with him a lot from his channel. Thank you for that great content, buddy. Uh, yeah, follow him, and I follow you. And great guy, great guy. Thank you for being here. What else? Let me make sure I'm not missing nobody else. Well, guys, I'm going to eat something, and I have a lot of work with that pack that is still finishing. Thank you for being here, and I hope you learned something today. If you guys are interested in any of the cells, I mean, check the store. I really appreciate that you guys support the store. Let me show you from the sales that I've been talking about. uh oh, look at that. This is all the stuff that I have here. See the JP40s, even all pricing. That's not the price in the JP40s anymore. I have time. I don't check the store in this software. But again, visit my website. There is the website. You can visit the website and get your best sales. If you have any question, buddy, you can go in that chat in my website. And when you go in the chat, you are not talking to AI, you're talking to me. That goes straight to my cell phone, and you can ask me questions. When you buy from my store, and I have to say it in this way. I don't want to do it like looking marketing. You're buying support. You're not only contributing to what I do, I mean, which I have very competitive pricing. Sometimes there are sales, for example, the what What cell I have? The same JP40. There are places that maybe they're a little bit cheaper because I cannot compete with them. But guess what? You're getting support, got it, buddy. You're getting a support that you're not gonna get from nobody. I guarantee you, the cells that you're getting are the highest quality. I test every cell, every batch that I receive. I test it, and I ensure that you are getting the best quality of cell. So when you're buying from my store, I guarantee you the cell you are getting is the best quality. Okay, and you are buying support. Many people call me a lot. I mean, they send me emails, they send me text message, they send me for Facebook asking for when they are which cell is better for you. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I mean, it's just like I tell the guy from the drone, don't get an RS50 because you have already a good cell for what you do. I'm gonna be honest with you. So you get support with me, and I really appreciate if you're here and supporting the store. And thank you for everybody. Check the Facebook group as well. And again, like I will always say, check Much, Patreon, support Much as well, and all that good stuff. Okay. Thank you. Click the notification bell from YouTube. Thank you. When you like my videos, you help me, and when you subscribe as well. I have in my YouTube channel members only content. If you join my membership, which the lowest rate is, I guess, is 2.99 monthly, you are gonna watch sometimes videos and even many posts with the last of technology. I mean, before nobody have information. I'm blessed that I have my content, and I get it, and I share that with you guys. For those ones that are in the membership, and I really appreciate. Hey, I have people that have with me very long time from the beginning. Thank you guys for that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And guys, that I hook you up. You know what I'm talking about. I hook you up for everybody in the membership. Again, you're a member. You can ask me. You can call me. You can call me. Those people are members. We talk over the phone. I mean, if you have any question, any help with the project, any help with the laser, when you need bus bar, discount, you name it. All right, guys. I don't take more from your time. Thank you for being here. I'm going to eat something. Enjoy. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the content. Okay. Thank you. Have a good night.